And we partaking. Proud of myself, I didn't pull up today. You'll never find my name in nobody case. Steady yourself, move at your own pace. Gotta always remember that the turtle won the race. Go with your move, always think twice. Cause if you think once, it can cost you your life.
Hey.
Yo, we are back again. Back and forth sports, where we always keep it real on all things sports all the time. Shout out to the homie Dre for the intro song. Y'all need to go follow my guy on our social media platforms. Prince Dre for
Definitely.
president. Royalty
Definitely.
Records in the building. You already know how we do it. Man, this subject today that's near and dear to my little cousin's heart. Mr.
That's crazy.
Wardell Stephen Curry. So today we answer the question, is Steph Curry really top 10 all time in the NBA? And even more than that, should he be in the GOAT conversation? Great question, right? Let's see if we can answer it. Y'all brothers doing all right tonight?
Very
Doing good.
well.
Blessed.
Blessed, man. I'm blessed. Very well.
That's it. That's good stuff, man. Well, y'all know we back again like we always do it, man. Country boys talking sports. So, Shannon, we know that's your boy, so I'm gonna make you wait last. I'm gonna make you go through what everybody else gotta say, and
That's
then you
crazy.
can tell us what we right or what we wrong. Does
Man, y'all all
does
gonna be wrong.
Wardell Stephen Curry
All
belong in
right.
the top 10, and should he be mentioned in the greatest of all time conversation? E-Dub, what's up, baby? Get us jumping.
What's going on? What's going on? Well, I did a lot of studying, man, and a lot of research on this, man, since you shot me this subject. And I'm gonna honestly say, man, and I know I might shock a lot of people when I say this, man, but I really don't want to put him in that GOAT status right now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And it's kind of like what you said yesterday. He actually still playing right now. I want to see where he end up at the end of his career with numbers, with maybe championships, with maybe MVPs. He's the greatest shooter of all time. I can honestly, hands down, say that. In this modern day era, man, he has evolutionized the 3-point shot. He took the jump shot to a whole nother level. And I think for that right there, you really should put him in your top 20 players. It's a lot of players, man.
This ain't about the top 20.
Top. I mean, I can't honestly. We're looking at sports, man. I can't put him in my top 10 because I got 10 other players that's better than him. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's no disrespect to him. It's just the overall player, what I done seen. And when I say GOAT status mean I always look at a lot of two-way players. You know what I mean? All of the players that we consider GOATs are two-way players. They can play both sides of the ball. They were very versatile with what they do. A lot of what Steph do to me is just shooting. When I try to compare him to a lot of the other guards, as far as when it comes to defense and different things like that, I feel like if he's not shooting, man, he's just an average point guard to me. You don't really see Steph doing a lot of driving to the hole. Yes, he could come off screens, but when you coming off of screens, what is he doing? He's pulling a jump shot.
Talk that shit, dog.
When I see players like Iverson that was two-way players that could come off the ball, that could go down low, that could bang with you, that could get rebounds. When I see other guards like Zeke that could do the same thing, play defense. When I see other guards like Gary Payton that could come down and play defense and were versatile, I don't see that in Steph. I don't see Steph, Steph get banged up. I seen what's his name, Deladova, when they were playing against the Cavs, gave that dude 40 minutes of hell. Steph wasn't used to nobody bodying him up like that. Steph wasn't used to nobody keeping him up like that.
He busts Dilly ass though.
Yeah, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna say he locked Steph up, but he put Steph in another dimension to where I say, okay, he's not a two-way player to me. So is he top 10 all time? No. Is he in the GOAT conversation right now to me? No. I still feel like he got a little more body of work to do to get to that GOAT status and to get to that top 10. So that's just my view on him. Like I said, I love him. He's a great player, probably the greatest shooter of all time. Like I said, he evolutionized the 3-point shot. But when you talk about GOAT, I just don't think he eating that grass right now, man.
Good point, man. Good point. Look, Dre had a lot to say while you was talking, so I think we should go to Dre next. See what he got to
Yeah,
say.
see, I just want to say about his Delhi point. Like maybe game 1 or 2, like Delhi did good, but like Steph bust Delhi ass, bro. Like I can't give you the Delhi
Yeah, he.
stopper like that. That shit was cap. That shit was
Well, I
cap. He
mean,
had a couple off games.
I don't feel
Then
like he
Steph
shut him
bust
down.
his ass.
I don't feel like he shut him down, but I feel like he actually gave him real hand checking defense with somebody on your ass the entire game. That dude was tired. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like Deli did his best to try to contain
Now,
dude. I seen dude
game one and
out of
two, game one and two,
so
he
I
did
mean,
a hell of a job.
I,
Hey, Dub, it sound
yeah,
like
definitely,
Dre
definitely.
want to sound like Dre want to put him in the top 10. Dre, you putting him in the top
Fuck
10?
no. Fuck no. He close, but he ain't that yet. He might be like 11,
Hey,
12.
it sounds
I
like he
might
could
got
be
him
top 20.
slightly behind Larry Bird. I might slightly got him behind Larry Bird.
Ooh, I know that just got Channon's stomach bubbling over
You know, so he ain't in my top 10. If you ain't in my top 10, you can't be in my GOAT. Like I said, I only got 3 people that's even in the conversation.
Yeah.
Bron, Mike, and Kareem. That's them the only 3 players that I want to talk about being the greatest of all time. Anybody else, I don't even want to hear it.
Okay.
So it's 2 no's for me.
Okay, two
And
those. So
I'm
I'll
really
go.
just
Hold on, Channing. Channing, we're gonna keep you
okay.
up now, Channing. You
You
can't wait till
last,
towards the
he
end.
can't wait.
You can't wait. So I probably got a little more nuance to my answer. So well, the first part is he go. Of course not. Like that don't really. We shouldn't spend any time on that. Now, if we start talking about top 10, is he in my top 10? Absolutely not. Should he be? If he was in someone else's top 10, how would I feel about that? At this point, I probably couldn't be mad about it because he's earned top 10 status. If anybody has, he has earned that if somebody wants to put him there. I probably got him around 11. I don't have him top 10 though, but I can listen to someone make that argument because, like Edub says, it's only so many aspects of the game, and he is the best at one of them. You
Yeah,
know, he's a 4-time champion, so he's a proven winner. He's a former scoring champ, so he's a proven scorer. You know, he has multiple MVP, so he proved he can be the best player in the league on any particular given year, and he did it twice back to back. So I gotta respect his journey and say, okay, if someone wanted to talk about him being in the top 10, I can rock with that. But once we start talking about GOAT, nah, he got to get back there with the sheep. Can't stay with the goats. The goats, they stay in their own little barn. They got their own little section, and only a few of them get in there. I'm like Dre. I only see. I'm gonna add Kobe to that and Magic to that. You know, so my goat form is a little bigger than his. You know, but
yeah.
ultimately
You
Steph is
got
on the outside looking
you
in.
got phony goats in your shit.
Hey, a phony goat is still a goat.
And you got a point with that, I guess.
Yeah, that's why. I
I,
mean,
I only got real.
I
I
get you
only
right.
got real
I tell
goats
you what,
over here.
I take LeBron. I take LeBron out. Then I take him out. So we'll just go with four. We'll go with Kobe, Kareem, Jordan, and Magic. Dre, you put
That's
me in.
cap.
You put me in my place again. So I'm gonna take
That's
LeBron out
cap.
of my GOAT status because I don't want to have no
That's
phony
cap.
GOAT. Okay,
That's cap.
okay. Well, get off me then. So yeah. So Channing, I think it's so far unanimous that he is not top 10 nor GOAT status. So I'm assuming you're gonna agree with us, right?
Nah, not at all. Nah,
So
not at all.
tell me
And
where we wrong.
honestly, before I say that, I would like to ask each one of you to give me your top 10. Name me 10
Do
players
I need to go
above
first?
Steph Curry. First Edub, then second Dre, lastly Keith.
Let me write that down because I have to think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Let me
yeah. Give
see.
me look.
No.
Dre
If y'all
already
have to,
got his
okay,
probably, but yeah.
go ahead and give me Dre. Do you have yours?
Yep. Brian, MJ, Kareem, Magic, Tim Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, Wilt, Bill, Hakeem.
Wilt, Bill, Hakeem. Wilt, Bill. Okay, okay. I'm not even gonna go into that. Okay, Ida or Keith. Let me know when y'all ready, cause I'm gonna wait as long as possible for y'all to come up with that top 10. Cause I cannot believe y'all can name 10 players better than Stephen Curry.
I just did it
Let
real
me.
quick.
Yeah.
And I
Let
have
me see.
I
I
have
got.
criticism for that list. I
Ooh.
have a lot of criticism for that list. And honestly, I'm gonna just go ahead and say my criticism for Dre's list. Here's what I'm gonna say. That first seven or so, that's not even bad. I can't even debate that. I wouldn't put him in my top seven. I wouldn't even put him in my top eight.
I mean,
But
just
you're
what I really going deep diving into the order: MJ, Magic, Kobe, LeBron, Kareem, Duncan, Dream, KD, Bird.
Kate. What did you just say? Did you just say
You
KD is
got
above
KD
Steph
top 10?
and not Steph?
No, I'm just saying players I have over. Well, you know what? I take that back because I just recently put I had KD over Steph until Steph won that last title. So I
Okay.
will scratch KD out. I will.
I
So
still
I put
got
it on.
KD over Steph
How do you have KD over Steph if
because
Steph is one
I
without
think
him?
KD is a better basketball player than Steph
Yeah,
Curry.
he's a better basketball player. But now you start looking at the who you got ranked higher, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is definitely a better quarterback than Brady, but the
Tom Brady
intangibles,
has the
some of
ring.
the things, he's proven to where you're gonna still outrank him. But I understand your
I
point
mean,
though, Dre. I mean,
if Peyton Manning had like 4 or 5 championships, I might put him over Brady.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Probably a lot of people would, but he don't. And I'm just saying, hey, like I said, it's everybody's
KD,
You
opinion.
know that's what I'm saying. You don't need to win as much as the next player, but if you better than that player and you just won slightly less, I look at that type of shit.
Yeah,
well, I would say KD has only won championships with Steph Curry, and when he is left from Steph Curry, he's never won. He hasn't even won a playoff series without Steph Curry, and that's
okay.
kind of crazy to me, isn't it? So when you say KD, that's kind of
He
disrespectful.
has
'Cause
won a playoff series. He did. They
what
beat
playoff series?
Boston in the first round when they lost to Milwaukee in seven. Get your facts
Okay,
straight,
well he
youngin.
won one
Don't come in
playoff
here
series.
talking.
He won one playoff series. Let's give him
Yeah,
that.
he won.
But what else has he won
Oh
since
no,
he's
he
left?
hadn't won one. He won two
How
because
about
he
he?
won with Phoenix.
How
He
about he
won
went
for us.
to your
He won.
team? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying he won a playoff series with Phoenix last year. They lost in the second round to Denver.
He
So
wasn't
that's
with
two.
Phoenix,
He played with Phoenix
He was
last
in
year in the
Phoenix last
playoffs,
year.
brother.
was he?
Yeah.
No, see, youngin, see, man, you can't get on here talking. You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Come
Well,
on,
let's say
man,
he
step
won
your
some
game
playoff
up.
series.
Katie
He won
Katie
some
went
playoff
to
series.
Katie went to your guy team and was the best player on the team.
Okay, but what has he done without him? And what Steph has done without him is
That
win
proved
two
that
championships without
that
him.
that should let you know how dominant he is. The guy that you think better took a back seat to him. That let you know something.
Had to, yeah.
Yeah.
But Channing, come on, tell me, get to your point, man. That's what I want to hear.
Anyway,
I want to hear.
all I'm saying, the players that you have listed, I would say probably about seven of them have a great opportunity of being in that top seven. But eight, nine, and 10 are probably up for grabs. If you're saying Wilt Chamberlain, who's only won two championships, of course his stats, but one championship was when he was old and was barely contributing to that Lakers team. That's kind of crazy to me to say that Steph isn't better than that Wilt Chamberlain. Even though he'll score 100 points, he averaged 50.4 points per season. That's kind of crazy because it never led to a winning season. Even when there were 12 teams in the league, he never really won except for once, and that was all
Which,
Bill
which,
Russell.
but that's kind of Dre point about Durant. It don't tell the whole story, right? You're right. He did. If you keep running against a team like the Boston Celtics, who had
You
like eight or
you gonna keep
nine Hall
losing.
of Famers, you're gonna keep losing. No matter how good you are. If the team is better, one person not gonna beat the team. That's what y'all say about LeBron.
It is.
Facts.
Okay, so you can't
And
have it
Will was
both ways.
always dominant.
But LeBron
Hmm.
at least won 4 out of 10. I'm saying Wilt Chamberlain won 1 out of 12 against Bill Russell, and he got completely dominated by Bill Russell. So for me,
He
Wilt
didn't get
Chamberlain,
dominated by
He
Bill
did get
Russell.
dominated by Bill
okay,
Boston got
Russell.
not
dominated.
by Bill Russell, but
No, it was
he got
Bill Russell
dominated
the
by that
player.
Celtics team.
Well, no, their team got dominated by the Celtics, not him. Cause he was the better best player in the series
At the
every
end of the
time.
day, he lost and only won one championship out of 12. And how can I give him that top 10 spot if he hasn't really proven himself against that Celtics team? I would expect at least a player to come at least get 2 or 3. To me, to be in the top 10, you have to at least have 3 championships. That's like bare minimum. And Hakeem is kind of that exception because he's won so many Defensive Player of the Years. He's won some like a one MVP that he's kind of that exception. Hakeem's like an exceptional player, but I don't know. I still wouldn't have him in my top 10. Hakeem, I wouldn't, and Wilt Chamberlain, I definitely wouldn't. So I would knock those players out. Even Bill Russell is kind of iffy to me because he has 11 championships, but there are only 12 teams in the league. But Steph Curry has championships against the greatest player of all time, LeBron James. And yeah, he might have gotten Kevin Durant for 2 of them, but he beat him before once, and he almost beat him
And
again the second time.
and the one year he beat him, don't forget, LeBron lost his 2 best players.
Absolutely,
Exactly. So do we
absolutely.
even have one if LeBron don't lose Kyrie and Steph? Because at the time they were up 2 games to 1.
That's hypothetical. I speak in
I
reality.
know.
You know what I
But,
mean?
but
Like,
but everything we say on this channel is hypothetical, right?
not really,
Pretty much.
except for that one what if episode.
Dre, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Don't we
We
Except
talk
for that
talk
about a
about
one
lot
a
of
what
lot
if.
of
hypotheticals?
hypothetics
Yeah,
for
we talk
sure.
about a lot of hypotheticals on here. We just had a whole what if. We had a whole what if night
Dave,
where it was a bunch of
Except for that,
hypotheticals.
I'm saying except for that what if episode, nothing we've been saying has been hypothetical. So
Okay.
for me, Steph Curry's in that 9 to 10 range, and I would put him above Bill Russell because Steph Curry's won 4 championships. Bill Russell's 11, but he's won in a more competitive era. So that's why I put him at 9. Edub, I really want to hear your top 10 because I'm kind of interested.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My top 10 is just basically like everybody else's. Um, I could go Bron, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, Tim Duncan, Jordan. I can go Shaq. I can go John Stockton. I can go Larry. I can go Larry Bird. Every single one of
John,
those players,
ain't
weekend
ain't
start
no
to
fucking
me
way you just said John
deserve.
Stockton
You
top
can't
10.
be serious, man. You can't be serious. You had to
Yes,
find a player just to
yes,
put above Steph.
yes.
You said John
Yes.
Stockton. He
No,
doesn't even have a
that's not
championship.
if that's the case, then if I'm sitting up here and going down the list, I can put D Wade in there and say D Wade is a better player than Steph Curry. D Wade has 3 championships and he is a two-way
Come
player.
on
So
now.
I can make that argument. I can make that argument and throw Dwayne Wade in over Steph. What do you have to say
that's
about that?
that's a, that's a real argument.
He has an MVP, right, D Wade? Am I tripping or not?
No, he
I
got
know he
robbed
has a
out of
final.
MVP they gave to LeBron that 1 year. And I'm not knocking LeBron. I'm just saying 1 year the Wade should have got MVP, and they
Oh,
gave it
so
to
he has
LeBron.
0 MVPs and
Let's
three
not talk about the
championships.
years Bron got robbed though. We ain't
But
talking about
also
that.
No,
he was
I'm
just
not.
he
Yeah,
was
this
a
one about
second.
Bron. Bron should have more than what he has. I'm just saying 1 year Wade should have got the MVP. Is all I'm saying. Bron,
Anyway,
I could say Bron should have about eight to nine MVPs. Does that make you feel better, Dre?
Hey, you
It
tell the
wasn't
truth.
about.
I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't
what I'm
about Bron.
saying
I was just more
what
or less
I'm
trying to
saying
make the
is
point.
Wade
Wade is an MVP caliber player. That's all I was trying to say.
Wade was a second option on most of his championship teams. So I can't really put Wade
On
on
most,
Steph Curry. Yes.
he only got 3.
Yeah, and
So one he was.
LeBron.
Yeah, and it was one time where they could have won the championship when Wade was clearly the best, except Bron couldn't score. So we
That's
probably
true,
don't
but
want to
they
go
didn't win
down.
the
We probably don't want to
championship.
go down that. We don't want to go down that road.
I
That's
mean, we could go. We,
hypothetical.
we could go down that road because what about when Bron was hot and Wade couldn't score? Then they still won. What about that?
Once
Why Wade
once
didn't do that
again,
shit for Bron?
Dre.
Why Wade didn't do that shit for Bron?
Once
Exactly.
again, you losing the context. I'm just challenging what he's saying. I know
But he
LeBron
just
was
came
the
up with a
best
valid
player.
rebuttal.
I know. Yeah, I know. But he's rebutting something I'm not even talking about though. I know LeBron is better than Wade. I was just
Exactly.
more or less saying you're saying that he was second fiddle every time he won a title. And I'm like, well, it was 1 year where he could have won a title when he was first fiddle, except LeBron didn't show up. And had they won, had Bron showed up, it's a very good chance Wade would have got Finals MVP. That's all I'm saying. I
Okay.
mean, yeah.
I
So
understand that, but at the end of the day, they didn't win against the Mavericks. And y'all would count against LeBron's legacy. Yeah, okay, I understand that. I'm just saying D Wade has played second fiddle 2 of his 3 championships, and he hasn't won any MVPs, any DPOYs, and he's gotten in a few All Stars, a few All NBA teams, a few All Defensive teams. I'm just saying he's not above Steph Curry. Steph Curry has revolutionized the game, as we all say. Literally, the difference between 2014 and 2015 is like a few hundred threes, maybe even 1,000 threes. Steph Curry has changed the game way more than D Wade or Bill Russell has changed the game. So I'm just saying, like, when you say Steph Curry, I don't think you guys are putting it all into perspective on what this man has already done. And for you guys,
I mean, I agree. He changed the game. We the same on that.
oh yeah,
we all
absolutely.
got him around 11 or 12. So where's the disrespect?
I mean, that's still disrespectful though.
You got him at 9
You know,
or 10.
Coming from the king of disrespect.
even Hakeem, he wouldn't have won those 2 championships if Michael was still back. You know what I mean?
Well, we just
that's
that
a big
what if.
what if. That's a what if though.
Hakeem won
You can't throw a what if out there. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of what ifs.
I say at least I feel like 100% Jordan gets 1. And I feel 95 to 99% he gets 2. But I'm not gonna disrespect Dream and say it's a guaranteed 100% that he don't get 1.
Yeah.
So
I
go 99%, but I can't go 100.
I'm not disrespecting
Hakeem.
I'm just saying in a league without MJ, I would say that title is a whole lot easier. I'm just giving MJ his props. MJ is surely a better player than Hakeem Olajuwon. I wouldn't even debate that. MJ is almost a better player than LeBron, and I hold LeBron in high esteem. I'm just saying if Hakeem couldn't even play the best competition in the 90s, which was Michael Jordan's Bulls, how can we call him a top 10 player if he didn't really play any real competition except for the Knicks and the Magic? Young
he
and
did play real
inexperienced
competition.
Magic. He played okay competition with the Magic. They were young and inexperienced. How were they supposed to win that first round?
This stuff y'all coming with, man. This ageism shit. It's getting real old.
I was just saying, young and inexperienced. They haven't really won any. They didn't even win they didn't even go to the finals the next year. They came because MJ was back. That team would even be there if MJ was still there. Anyway, that's all.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. What was Steph Curry's excuse when they got the number 1 when they got James Wiseman a couple of years ago and had that top 3 pick? What was that excuse then? And Steph played that season. I'm not confused. Golden State had a top 3 pick.
Ended up being
So no, hold on. That's not what I asked you. What I asked you is what was Steph Curry's excuse for them getting a top 3 pick that year, and he played.
I mean, honestly, it was a bubble. All players were knocked off their game. Klay Thompson was injured.
Okay.
So the bubble. So it was some more to the bubble. Okay.
Klay Thompson was injured.
I'm gonna just I'm writing that down. What's the date, Dre? Shannon says the bubble.
No, I'm not. Hey, listen. Today is December the 20th.
I'm not saying I'm not saying the bubble was an invalid championship or anything. I'm just saying a lot of players are knocked off their game. And Steph Curry wasn't one of them. I'm just saying he also had a new team and a young team. He didn't even have what we now know as Jordan Poole, who ended up being a great player.
For him. So now you're making an excuse for him because it's the team, right?
Yeah, I'm saying he didn't have a team.
So you're making an excuse for a top 10 player. Hold on. So what you're doing is you're making an excuse for a top 10 players why they had one of the worst records in the NBA. A top 10 player had one of the worst records in the NBA, and you're making an excuse for him because he had a bad team. But everybody that I named in my top 10 list never had that type of season.
Because they never had a bad team. Even Hakeem had a good team.
Dre, I'm confused, Dre.
Hey, go ahead, do your thing, man. I'm gonna chime in a minute. Go ahead, do your thing.
I don't even know what to say. I don't know a top 10 player who's had a bad team, and they came right back that next year and won a championship. And that's once he has a decent team, once he has his like core players back. Steph, everybody needs a team.
So you're in agreement that a great player has to have a good team to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
so what you're saying, he needed help. That's what you're saying. Okay.
He does need help. Absolutely. MJ needed help. He didn't go to the playoffs without Scottie Pippen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Michael Jordan's the second greatest player of all. LeBron needed help.
You
I mean,
want
he
to
made
say
it to a,
first so bad. I can hear it in your hesitation. Like you hesitate every time you say that. Don't you hear it too, E?
Nope.
Every
no.
time
Don't
he
nobody
said,
hear it.
E, you hear it though, don't
I
you?
think you're just
Yeah.
hearing
You see when
stuff.
he say that, how he
Yeah. He
choke a
want
little
to.
bit, and then he want to. I
Yeah.
know he do. I know he
No.
do.
I'm just saying LeBron needed help, although he made it to the finals without help, really. Even though he had Ilgauskas, my bad, he had Ilgauskas and Antoine Jameson a few seasons, who was alright.
What about all the
But
other seasons when he had Kyrie and Kevin Love, or when he had Wade and Bosh, or when he
he
had
went
Anthony
to
Davis?
he went to the
Okay,
finals.
so let's not act like his 10 finals appearances was with Smush Parker. Don't give me that. He had some good teams. He had good teams. The majority of his championships. He had 2 or 3 in there where he kind of
I'm
carried them.
saying
I give him that, but we're
It
not
was.
gonna rewrite
It
history
was.
though.
no, I'm not even saying all
It
that. I'm
was.
just saying
It
LeBron
was.
just went there with less. But we're talking about Steph Curry. He was asking if a good player needs help. I'm saying every good player has help. LeBron has help. He's the greatest player of all time. MJ has help. He's the second greatest player of all time. Kareem had help with Magic Johnson a few times, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Oscar
So
Robertson.
let me ask you this. This is off the GOAT debate. This is top 10. Where do you rank Steph Curry in your top 10?
9 right above Bill Russell.
Mm.
Which
So
like
we got him 11 and 12, but we're disrespectful. We just like 2 off.
Cause like top 10 is like an honor, but 11 and 12 is just like you're doing him a disservice.
Top 10 is just an ancillary number. It don't mean nothing. I guarantee you the difference between 10 and 11 is not anything. It's just
It
okay.
definitely is.
I-
It
No,
is.
Yeah.
no,
Whether
it's
you
not.
10 or 11, that shit matters. That shit
yeah,
Nah,
matters. That's like being number 1 or 2. That shit matters.
exactly.
no,
You're
it's only
saying he's
one
in
number one. Everybody else dies.
That shit matters.
But
I'm
If you
listen,
just
can't
All
be
saying.
right, let
number
me
I
ask you
look
one,
at
something.
I look at
What?
if I can't be number
Well, let
one, I
me
want to be in the top 10. You
well let
feel
me
me?
Exactly.
ask you this then.
But
Let me
you're
ask you this
saying
then. If it's
Curry's in the
if it's
top 20.
15 people on the boat and all of them drown, but 10 of them get closer than the last 5, and only one make it to shore. None of them made it, bro. They all died. If you feel better because you almost made it to shore, then cool. We can talk about it in heaven with the rest of them. But only one made it to the island, man, and that's Michael Jeffrey Jordan, bro. Everybody else, you can kind of finagle and move them around and do all that, but
I
it's
don't
only
know about
one
that.
one.
Yeah, I don't
Top
know. Top
10,
10 is a special number. I'm just saying. If Curry in your top
nah.
10, that's
I
kind of
mean,
disrespectful.
it sounds better, but I mean, is it
It's
really?
gonna sound better, but we don't say top 10 just to
All
say
right.
top
Who
10.
is your top 10? Who is your 10?
Bill Russell.
Who is your 11?
I would have to say Hakeem.
Okay, so you're saying it's that big of a gap between Bill Russell and the King.
Yeah, because I have standards for top 10. 11 through 20 is kind of just like, oh, I respect that player. You have to
Do you
have
agree with
you
that,
have to have
Dre?
three
Dre, you think it's
championships.
a big difference between Bill Russell
You
and
have to
Akeem
have
Olajuwon?
3 championships to be in my top 10, at least.
I think Hakeem way better.
I know, but he said, but you see what I'm saying? It's all subjective. That's what I'm saying. Your 10 only matters to you. It don't matter to nobody else.
Hey
So
man,
that's all
I'm
I'm
just
saying. That's why
saying.
I say you want to be number one, Shannon. Now if you made that argument saying, hey, top 3 is sacred, okay, I could kind of feel that a little more. But when you start getting out of your top 5, top 6 through 10, 11, 12, you kind of like, who do I put here? Who do I not? Now you start kind of trying to justify one or the other. Your number 1 should be solid. Your number 2 should be like solid too, because you really consider number 2 number 1, but you can't because number 1 is number 1. But once you start getting out the top 3 and 4, man, that's okay. Who do I got today? Shaq or Akeem or Bird or Durant or Curry or whatever. I mean, you just kind of start picking. But your top 3 is what's sacred. That's where you want to be. You want to be in that top 3, top 10, top 11, top 12. That's all the same.
Okay, so then why don't you have Steph in your top 10? If it's
Because I
if it's
don't.
so if it's so negligible, why don't you have Steph in your top 10?
I mean, that's simple because it's my top 10. I said your top 10 only matters to you. That's what I said. My
Okay,
top 10 only matters to me. Because
Okay,
y'all
I
asked me what
understand
my
that.
top 10 was.
But
Yeah.
then why do we hold the top 10 in such esteem if it wasn't that
Who
important
is
from 11
we?
and 12?
But
The
who is
whole
we? I
Come
mean,
on now.
you know why? You know why? Because we live in a symmetrical world where we do stuff in 3s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 25s. You never hear anybody say who your top 22 or who your top 17. We go by certain numbers where we can measure them. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
And I
All right.
think I
Yeah.
think I think more numbers, and I think honestly more numbers give people better satisfaction because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be number one. So if you just got one person looking up on top of a mountain, one person, you're gonna start hating because you're gonna want to get up there. You know what I mean? So the more numbers, the better. You know what I mean? If I can sit up there and see 10 other people up there, I'm gonna feel a little more comfortable than seeing just that one. Like, well, hey, let me get up there with them. So I mean, the more numbers, the better, man. I feel like that's honestly what a top 10, top 15 do to people. They really want to know. But I mean, I just top 10, like he said, top 10, man. To me, man, that 11, 12, and 13 slot is just like this. It's free for 11. At the end of the day, you got in the top 10, but you still got the money to get in the club. You just gonna have to wait a little bit.
Man, it's
Bro,
like a tax bracket, man. You got to get in that next tax bracket.
But you know what though?
That's
Y'all
it.
will admit this. You can be top 10 today, and 11 might have a championship in the MVP season next year. Then he jump you. That's what I'm saying. It's so
That's a
close
fact,
to where
though.
it all depends on what happens currently. Now, your top 1 or 2, they probably not gonna move very much. You know, that's gonna be pretty much solid. Your 8 to 12, if some of your 8 to 12 still playing, bro, that's movable. Just like Channing made a point to me. He said he thought that if Joker got one more title, he passes Hakeem, right? So he got Hakeem right outside of his top 10. He don't have Joker, but one more title, boom, pass him. Because those points in your top ranking, they vulnerable at all times. He even said Giannis. He said another title Giannis passes Hakeem. So I'm just saying
Giannis has more points.
they're not stable numbers is all I'm saying. When you start 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that shit gonna fluctuate depending on the day. Your top 3 is sacred. You're not moving very many. Your top 3 is not gonna really move because it's gonna take generational players to make a real change in your top 3.
That's a fact.
You know, that's what I'm saying. So 10, I can move 10 up and down. Some days I feel different, you know. But my top 3 never changes. Really, I say top 4 now. You know, that never changes.
I mean, when I look at
I was gonna ask, what's the difference between
when I look at Steph, man, I even look at longevity of Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, I even look at the
on that.
longevity of Steph. Steph Curry is 34 years old, man. Like I said, he's 34 years old. Steph got an opportunity, man, if he can stay healthy. And I'm not gonna say he gonna stay at the same pace that he is, but I mean, he still got another 6 years to catch up with LeBron for us in the league. He's 34. LeBron's gonna be 39, almost 40. So you never know. Steph might have an opportunity to win another couple championships before he hit 40 years old.
Well, Steph,
whether it's on the same team or whether it's on a different team.
See, this is what's gonna hurt LeBron with Steph, because Steph can say, "I beat you 3 or 4 times." Now we can say who was there, who wasn't, injured, all that. I'm just talking about if I'm in Steph's camp. I'm not, but if I'm in Steph's camp, I mean, if Steph gets another title or 2, say he gets to 6, it's gonna be hard to tell a Steph Curry fan that he's not over LeBron in their rankings. And even though I still wouldn't feel that way, because I just feel like LeBron is just overall just a better player than Steph, period. Forget the accolades. It's a real argument. It's a real argument.
Because then that's when you're gonna start. That's when you're gonna start taking away. That's when people are gonna want to say, "Well, is it about the titles? Is it about the overall player of the game?" You know what I mean? That's where that conversation is gonna really step in.
But see, either the difference with Steph and Mike. Okay, I can argue all day Mike is better than LeBron, but we'll never know. They never played. Steph has went head up with LeBron. So if you give Steph another title or 2. And I don't think he's gonna get that. And I still wouldn't put him over LeBron. But that would be a legitimate argument simply because the head to head. And I tell people that just jump into another sport. You look at Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. People can say whatever. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, the way he's starting off, he may end up being the greatest. I'm like, but what's gonna always hurt Patrick Mahomes is he was in his prime. Brady beat him in the AFC Championship and went and won the Super Bowl. And then Brady went to the other division and beat him in the Super Bowl. So after that, it's like, I already proved head to head when I was an old man and you was in your prime that I could still beat you. That's a real argument. And I'm just saying Steph is gonna have that against LeBron. He's not gonna have it against other people, but he'll have that against LeBron. Even though for the record, I don't agree with that, but it'll be legitimate.
It's almost like what Moore said, man. It's all about is he gonna be a liability in another 2 years, especially with him not being able to stop a lot of these guards that's coming in the league right now. Like, man, these guards are coming in, man, like crazy, like wildfire right now, man.
He's slowing down a little bit.
Hey, that's a good question. That's a good question.
See, like, you take E-Dub. Everybody saw that game last night where he hit that game winner, but ain't nobody talking about the game before when he only had 7 points. Yeah. He had probably the worst game he done had. I mean, and that's why I don't be no prisoner of the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not no prisoner of the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Steph a great shooter. And even that game, Steph missed a couple crucial shots. They just kept the ball alive. And you can't give Steph Curry more than one shot at the 3-point. Like, you asking to lose.
Facts.
You asking to lose. So I don't know. I don't think Steph could ever pass LeBron, but if he get another title or two, man, the Steph stands coming out.
If he get 2 more rings, 2 final MVPs.
I mean, he got the opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. You got to listen to it.
That's some shit I'm gonna have to listen to.
You got to listen to it. You got to listen to it. You got to. So I ain't gonna even disrespect Steph like that. Cause I'm not no Steph guy, but you can't. He's definitely in the GOAT conversation at that point.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say he go do it, but I really feel like Steph might pull a Ray Allen, man, to transition himself and take himself away and stop being so ball dominant and actually go to the shooting guard position. You know what I mean? And actually start playing shooting guard and let somebody else actually bring the ball up court and see if he can be more efficient off ball.
It's crazy because he's not really ball dominant.
No, Morris, I agree with you. I don't think he could ever be better either.
Bringing up the ball.
How can he
I think we all agree with that. But I'm just saying, Steph fans, Steph stands, they ain't gonna be trying to hear that.
You said never can be better than LeBron. So if Steph got 4 more rings in 4 years,
okay, now you're going extreme.
I was about to say, so he can.
But he didn't say never though. He didn't say never though.
Well, I'm gonna give him. I know Morris be saying some crazy shit sometimes, but I know he ain't saying he got to win 4 or 5.
If Steph wins 3 rings, he's better than LeBron. 6 rings is debatable. But I don't know.
He got to get Finals MVP with that too.
Yeah, he got to get that. But like I said, the only difference is it's the head-to-head. He beat him, not him, but you know what I mean. That was his team. Even when Durant was there, and Durant was the best player on the team, but it was still Steph's team, and Steph still put up real numbers. So man, that's the only person, and it's akin to Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. Isaiah can say things to Michael Jordan that no one else can. He can say things to all the greats in the 80s and 90s that he beat all of them, and that means something. So even when you think Isaiah Thomas talking crazy, but is he wrong?
Mm-hmm. So honestly, Keith, I just want to ask you, what's the difference between your 3 and 4?
What's the difference?
Yeah,
I just like Kobe. I got Kobe at 3. No, I got Kobe at 3, and I got LeBron at 4.
Wait, then who do you have at 2?
Magic.
Okay. What's the difference between Kobe and LeBron then?
They're both high-level players. They're both 2 of the greatest ever played. I just like one style of playing better. I like dogs. I like aggressive basketball players. I like scorers. I like intense defensive players. That's just what I like to see. I like people that go get after it. LeBron is more cerebral.
Okay.
So LeBron is cerebral. LeBron's a thinker. He's going to approach the game as a thinking man. Mike and Kobe just trying to kill you, period. They just want your flesh. They want to cut your head off. They ain't trying to think about nothing else. They not trying to figure out, is this the right thing to do or this? Yeah, maybe in certain aspects you can, but LeBron is always thinking. Michael is always hunting. Kobe is always hunting. I like the hunters.
He was a thinker too, though.
What about pound for
Huh?
pound? Who's the best player of
Kobe
all
was a
time?
thinker too, though.
No, but Dre, this is the thing. Michael and Kobe both were thinkers, and LeBron is a hunter. I'm saying their number one attributes.
Yeah, okay, I feel that.
Yeah,
What
I'm
about
saying they hunt first, think second.
Yeah, I
LeBron
agree
thinks
with that.
first, hunt second. You
Yeah,
need both. I just like the hunter. I like the one that thinks kill first, because
I
that's
feel
just
that.
what I like.
okay? I just want to ask one question. Like, who's the greatest pound for pound player in the NBA in NBA history?
Pound for
The
pound,
greatest or best. Greatest or best.
Greatest
Oh man.
pound for pound.
pound for pound. Because
I'm
honestly,
gonna still
Steph's
say
kind of like,
Mike.
come on now, you can't be
I got
saying
I got Mike and Kobe
Mike is
one B and one
6'6".
B.
Mike
like
6'6", Steph 6'4". They not like a big difference.
that is a
Yeah.
no. Steph is like 6'2".
When I hear
Steph is
pound
Mike's
for pound,
6'4".
I'm thinking small
Yeah.
players.
Nah, not Steph is
But man,
6'4".
like, why?
Well, but you
Can I
got
ask
stat
you?
mirrors,
Can I
pull it
ask you a
up.
At
question?
most,
Then?
he's 6'3".
Why do you hold Steph in such high regard, though, man? Like, what about Steph just makes
Cause
him
he's 18 or 19 years old. That's all he
20,
knows.
20, 20.
That's Morris.
Steph is 6'2".
like? I'm just gonna be honest with
No,
you, man. Like, Steph had a lot of
Yeah,
lucky
that's more.
stuff happen for him to win those championships. Like, don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but a lot of key people got injured in the line of them winning those championships outside of
you
those
right,
years
Morris.
Injuries are part of the
when
game.
when they had
But it's
KD.
still context. Morris just giving you the context. Me and Michael Jackson just argued about this same thing, and I was telling him, bro, it's still context. You got
Like
to use context.
like what happens if Kyrie or Kevin Love don't go down? Either or. Like, not to mention if they had both of them, the Warriors dynasty never gets started.
What if Draymond didn't get suspended in Game 5? Would the
Okay.
Cavs have came back?
Now, okay, so now you saying a what if? What if they didn't get KD? Like, it's no way without KD and with LeBron with a healthy team that the Warriors team that they had before they got KD, they could beat the Cavaliers with their full team. It's no
I
way.
agree. I agree with that.
I don't agree because they were 1-1 at that time. Warriors will probably upgrade in some way, and they will probably play again next year. It's just I don't know. It's just
They
kind of
weren't gonna beat
crazy.
LeBron again, bro. Not without KD. It was over.
I don't know about that.
If they didn't need KD, why did they go get him?
They didn't need
They
him.
needed him.
Of course, you
They
would want a great player on your team. If KD wants to come to your team after you beat him 3-1, you know, I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, come over here. Like, I'm not gonna deny you. Like, come on now.
I mean, I
I'm just
understand,
saying,
but
like, if
like
KD wants to come to your team, you're not gonna deny him on your team
I'm
because KD is an exceptional player.
man, KD did not want to go down in history as one of the greats. He didn't want to be Charles Barkley. Is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and he,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
know.
I think KD needed the Warriors. I'm with Morris on that one. He didn't want to go out like that, man. Like,
They
because I feel
needed
like if
each
he would have
other,
never went to the Warriors, man, he might not have would have
The
won.
Warriors did not need
Yeah.
KD. KD or the
bro.
Warriors would have been great
Morris
regardless.
is right.
Draymond
If
said
KD don't go,
they needed KD. I'm gonna take Draymond word on
they
that.
did need KD. They needed KD, and if KD don't go to the Warriors, maybe KD don't have a championship. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure Steph only has one. And to Morris'
Mhm.
point, if Kyrie them don't get hurt and KD don't come, he might not have any.
Kawhi got hurt, and then their last championship that they won. I mean, I feel like if everybody was healthy, they wouldn't have won that one.
Yeah, they've been blessed.
They,
But you
Regardless,
know,
in
it's still. But
2022,
you,
Steph would have
We
two.
ain't gonna even talk. We ain't even gonna talk about that yet. That was yeah.
Boston should have won that championship, bro. They were so young, man. I was like, man, they might not even get another shot after
Who is
doing
this?
Boston.
When?
Boston was young. They were young.
When was that? Oh, 2022. Oh, I see. I mean, like at the end of the day, the Warriors beat them, so it's kind of I don't know. Steph would still have two at the end of the day if KD never came. It's just I don't know because that's a
So
lot of
now,
hypotheticals.
okay,
Because
so
what
you
if
said,
KD doesn't get injured in
yeah.
2019?
So now, if he only got 2 championships, are you still putting him in the top 10, or are we
I
even
will.
having an argument about him being top 10?
I'm definitely not putting Steph Curry in the top 10 if he only has 2 championships, but he has
Okay.
4.
Now we go back to my initial point, which was the bravado behind these championships that he got when a lot of people were injured, and the way his impact on the game of shooting the three, nobody was shooting it like he was shooting. That's what's got a lot of people looking in the mirage of saying, yeah, he top 5 or he top whatever. Like he they putting a lot of they stacking a lot of stuff on top of his name. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not deserving.
But I'm just saying, like, how can you knock a man's game for being so exceptionally great at one thing, and you're kind of knocking him for having only
Like
one thing,
nobody's
but he was
starting
like
that team
great
right
at that
now.
one thing. What'd you say? Oh, you said no one's knocking him, maybe. But I'm just saying, like, when you guys say he's not a two-way player, like he can't finish, to me, it's kind of like a lot of great players were kind of one-dimensional. Jordan had his great jump shot; he could finish, but he couldn't shoot the three. Kobe Bryant could probably do the same
He's
thing.
talking about
Steph is-
two-way offense defense.
Let me ask y'all
okay,
this.
but Steph is 6'2". What is he supposed to do? He's a
Well,
Let me
that's
small
his
dude.
fault.
put it in perspective right here. Okay,
He did the most with what he could do, and he
can
was
y'all,
probably the best player at it. He's probably the best player to max out his size. Like,
can
what
y'all hear
can a
me?
6'2" do too? What's up?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear you.
I wasn't trying to cut nobody off. I was just making sure y'all hear me.
but
Mm-hmm.
no, I was just gonna say, like, if you're at 6'2", what more can you do? And I believe at 6'2", Steph maxed out everything he could possibly do. He can't really play
So
defense
hold on.
because
So hold on.
nowadays,
Are you saying that Steph is a better athlete than Allen Iverson? Because Allen Iverson was about the same height and he maxed himself out too, right?
I
Hey,
didn't
I
say
was smaller.
athlete. No. AI was definitely smaller. I'm not saying Steph is a better athlete than Allen Iverson. I'm saying Steph Curry is scoring 30 points per game at 6'2" tall.
Okay,
He
so
can't
Yeah,
play
at a
and he's
defense,
also
volume,
shooting. He's shooting about 13 to 14 threes a game
and he's making them.
Yeah.
at a
okay.
40% some clip like everybody else.
With that being
Wow.
said, let me ask y'all this.
It's volume.
45, really.
Okay, like 3-4 shows ago, I wasn't on that day, but y'all did like a top 5 for NBA, right? When I wasn't here. Did anybody pick Steph Curry first?
Top 5, no.
No.
I mean, but I wouldn't argue he's in my
No.
top 5. I would say he's my 9th player. I will put him right above Bill Russell. I'm not saying he's the GOAT or he's top 5.
So
That's kind of crazy.
that's
But
what I don't understand. Like, Tanner, how are you picking Bill Russell, man? You wasn't even thought about watching basketball when he was playing, though, bro. You don't know anything about his game besides stats. How
he
could you
could
put him in your top 5?
And
You ain't gotta
Channing
watch
gonna
the
die.
player to know.
look,
Channing gonna die
look,
on that YouTube mountain, man.
look.
You know
If
he the stack. He the clip king.
Look, man, if a tree fell down in Ireland right now, how would you know that tree fell down?
That's apples and
Channing,
oranges, man.
Dude, it's
yeah,
the same
exactly.
exact thing. Yeah, I
Channing,
didn't
this is
watch
what you
it,
gotta
Point,
understand.
though.
but I knew it
Channing,
Makes
happened.
the
no,
point.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not. Because if a tree falling out, you can just look at that. Okay, tree falling out. It's pretty much finite.
Yeah.
Sports and things like that, it's a feel to it. If you watch, and I'm just saying for me, if you watch basketball in the 80s, I'm just starting at the 80s, you know how Showtime Lakers made you feel watching them. That was a new type of basketball. You watch Dr. J and his acrobatics. You watch Michael Jordan come in. You felt these guys. Kobe, you felt Kobe. If you watch Kobe, the reason people love Kobe, say the people that do say he's better than LeBron or Jordan, they watched him, they felt it. You can't get that feeling from just watching clips. All you can do is be an analyst based on analytics. You do not know how it felt, because if you did, you would understand the same hype Steph gets now, the same hype LeBron gets now. Kobe got that hype once he started winning. Shaq had that hype. Mike had that hype. Everybody has had the same hype. So you have to actually live in those times to really feel it. Like, you can cerebrally understand it, but it's a certain feeling. That's why I understand why you feel like you feel about Curry. Because you've been watching Curry, you get excited. As soon as he crossed half court, he's shooting threes. He turning around. He
But
he's doing
even
all this.
then,
So it make you no. But I'm just saying he's a top player. But you are watching it in real time, so you appreciate it.
And I'm
You
gonna
can't. You
I
just can't
appreciate
truly appreciate the
I
same way.
appreciate
You
Magic
can't.
Johnson.
check this
saying
out,
But
right?
you can't.
I was just finna say that, Chan. I was about to say people only care when
Drake.
people you put Wilt or Bill in, and I agree with you saying. But what I'm saying, people only say something if you put Bill Russell or Wilt in there. Like if I didn't watch Mike, but if I don't put Mike in it's gonna be a problem. You feel me? Like
No.
you don't have to watch these players to understand what the history is.
But when you start talking about players like that, that's not even the modern age of basketball. It was a totally different type of basketball. Modern basketball started in the 80s, bro. That's when the game changed.
Yeah.
So it's a totally different, because if you think about it, even back then, you got most of the good players were in the ABA. You had two leagues. They merged at the end of the 70s. So now
79,
you combine it. Yeah, so now you combining two leagues, and the way they played basketball in the ABA was different than how they played in the NBA. Everything changed. They started marketing different, like the game just changed. So I just don't compare the modern era versus the traditional era, the first era. So I look at it as from the 50s to probably the beginning of the 80s. It was just different type of basketball.
That's
So
just like
I'm
what we watching now. Like, okay, just think about like now. If you can even go back to the mid to late 2000s up until now. Like you had 6'2", 6'1" guards. Bro, 10 years from now, that shit is gonna be unheard of. Because for the simple fact,
it's unheard of now, damn near.
What is that exactly? That's what I'm saying. It's gonna fizzle out. So you come to a 14-year-old kid 20 years from now, and you say, "Man, I remember back when Steph Curry was doing this." He gonna be like,
I told him the same thing, Mark. I told him the same thing 2 days ago.
Don't be doing nothing like that, because you got to think about in the mid 2000s, they wasn't letting nobody like Wembanyama come in that wouldn't handle. They like, oh, you 6, you 7, you gonna play the 5 for us, bro. You need to put on pounds. You're gonna play the 5, back to the basket, learn how to do this. We don't have no use for a guard like that. That's a waste of a player. We're not even realizing, like, bro, he's an anomaly. You want this. This is gonna revolutionize the game. But every time somebody like that come into the game, it's always gonna be, oh, he ain't like what we used to seeing, so he can't do that. It's not gonna last, so it's not gonna work like that. That's what everybody was saying about if you was listening back when Steph Curry and them first came out and they were shooting the ball like that. Everybody was saying that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
You can't shoot
So
that
you
many
can't win a championship like that.
And I was one of the people that was saying that, like,
me too.
You'll never shoot like that at that volume and win a championship. And then they did it though.
Mars, and I'm gonna tell you that same year, the year they won the first title, they played Memphis Grizzlies with Zebo them in the first round. I remember like it was yesterday.
And I thought
me and my partner was at the house. I said, ain't no way they gonna beat Memphis. I said they shoot too many threes. Memphis too strong down low. They ain't gonna have nobody to guard Zebo, and they blew all my expectations out the water.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It was a changing of the guard.
I watched the whole playoff series saying they finna lose this one. And they
you just knew it.
Morris, what's your top 10?
My top 10, I'm kind of like on the same thing that Biz was saying. Like, I got a top 5. In them last 5 spots, you can put anybody in there. I got Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, which would be everybody top 3. And I mean, it's arguable. You can put whichever one you want to put wherever.
I got Kobe at 7.
And I got Shaq. And I guess I'll probably say KD, man. No.
Come on, man.
After that, I mean,
and see, Dre talking about Kobe, and see, Dre, I can feel you when you say Kobe 7, because it's disrespectful to me. But see, I don't even have Shaq. He probably like my number 9 or 10, and I know that's your boy. So I'm gonna tell you that I'm saying that's how you make me feel. Like when I'm telling you that, that's how I feel when you saying Kobe.
I understand.
It's the same. That's why I said I understand you too. No, I know. Yeah. That's why I said, like, when you don't put Kobe in that time, I'm like, oh, that just make me But I'm like, that's how you feel when I say Shaq ain't there, you know. So
Yeah,
I
Shaq
get
at
it.
nine is crazy to me. I'm like, but
Hey, but you
I
know, a
feel
lot
you
of
though.
NBA players feel like Kobe wasn't there too.
So y'all are. I don't know
Now,
about that.
a lot of NBA players got Kobe, Mike,
Yeah,
Bron, and Kobe 1, 2, and 3. Most people that
yeah,
hoop got them 1, 2, and 3.
No, I'm
yeah.
saying
Most people I see talk about most people I see got Kobe in the top 3 for sure,
So
I
keep
heard
especially
some,
this generation.
some players saying
keep it
Kobe ain't even.
Morris.
I'm from our generations.
Keep it
Yeah,
Morris.
Hoopers love
I've
Kobe.
seen more people. I've seen more people rank him high than low. Just me,
I
Yeah,
seen
but
more
I mean
hoopers rank him high. I seen analysts
that's what
and
I'm
other
talking
people like
about.
that rank him low.
but listen,
Here.
you gotta go. You can't really listen to what people say since he died. You gotta listen to what they were saying when he was alive.
Yeah,
'Cause
when
they
he
try to
died,
keep,
the narrative changed. I swear to God.
they, yeah,
No,
that's
I'm saying to me, but see me, I don't agree with that. Like you look at that video I shared today. That was all them talking real time. LeBron, Wade. Oh, when Kobe said, shh, yeah, because they all knew Kobe was the best. You've heard Dwayne Wade say, we knew Kobe was different.
I
They
disagree.
all that whole generation.
I
Yeah, but I'm
disagree. When they
saying
went
that's
when they went to
but
when they went to now he was the most mature and
Morris, what I'm saying is
How about
they
the
more
said.
legend?
I understand you disagree. I'm just talking about that group of players. They hold Kobe in high regard. I'm not talking about you. I know you. I understand your stance.
no,
I'm just saying
no, I'm
they
agreeing
said
with what you're saying. I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but you also got to watch the video where they all said that LeBron was the best player on that team. Now, Kobe might. It's the difference
They
between
didn't
being a
say that.
leader and they were saying LeBron was the best player on that team when
but,
the redemption.
but right, but we saw who got the results for them and who won the game.
Yeah, at that
And
point,
they
yeah,
also said, yep, yeah, but they also said when it got tight, whoever we said was the best player, we went to the actual best player. Because at the time, LeBron wasn't considered the best player. I'm just saying, was LeBron considered to go during the Redeem Team time? Am I
In
crazy?
2008, what was
yeah,
that? 2008, 9, or was it
Yeah,
oh
I'm
06?
saying
8, 9, wasn't it?
LeBron wasn't considered. Yeah,
yes, he
LeBron wasn't
was.
considered no go.
Yes, he
He
was.
was
Really?
kind of considered a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
In
I watched.
2008, he
You
was
know what I'm
considered the
saying? Watch,
go.
watch
Not the GOAT.
the actual.
They're saying like he was better than MJ, not like the greatest player of all time.
Do y'all realize Kobe was winning championships and MVPs during this era?
I know what you're saying, Biz, but I'm saying watch the actual documentary on that,
Yeah,
and
I watched the
they
documentary.
actually
Me
say
too.
that was when LeBron solidified himself as the best basketball player in the world, right there when they did that. For real,
When they
they
did,
said he surpassed Kobe right
It's
there.
on Netflix. You gotta watch it on Netflix.
I haven't seen what y'all talking about. I'm just saying there's so much footage of all these players saying different things.
Yeah, they
You
was
can't
talking
really
about
just
one game right there, but they said when they went
no,
down
no.
there, when they
I'm
went
not talking
down there
about just that interview.
for the for the
No,
for the uh for the Olympics, I promise you, man. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna send it to you.
no. I've seen that. What I'm saying is there's been interviews throughout time, not just that documentary, where they've all said contradictory things.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. I've heard it both ways. I've heard many people talk
I mean,
about Kobe.
let's take a vote. In around that time, who was the best player in the world? Was it Bron or was it Kobe? Who y'all
It
got
was
in
Kobe. To
2008?
me, it was Kobe.
So,
Kobe won an MVP
Oh
during
wait,
that time, and he won 2 titles.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
I
Kobe.
said
yeah.
around that
Kobe
time.
won 9 and 10. So in 08, it's
he
Yeah,
was
all
the
around
best
that time.
player or the greatest player.
The best player.
I would
the
say the
best player in the league.
I mean, Kobe was greater because definitely at that time, Kobe was definitely greater
yeah,
because Kobe had
absolutely.
did everything at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying. Kobe
saying
had been
oh,
in.
No,
Kobe
no,
had
we ain't talking about
three.
great. We're talking about who was the best player in the
I would
world.
say
We ain't talking about
LeBron
the
is the
greatest.
best player.
He was
To me,
LeBron.
LeBron became the best player around 2012, 13. To
LeBron.
me, he held that for the next 10 years. But prior to that, to me, Kobe was the best. And see,
LeBron.
to me, when you're talking about best, right, you gotta beat the champ, right? It ain't enough to just say, okay, I just think LeBron the best. At this point, Kobe is still playing at an MVP level. He's winning championships. So everything else is just okay. We think LeBron is the best, but at this point, Kobe is actually proven he's the best.
In my
So
opinion, LeBron was
I
the
mean,
best.
we seen Mike before he won anything, and people was like, "Hey, you know."
and people were challenging it too, though, right?
One championship that was like, yeah, Mike the GOAT.
Man, they was trying, yeah, but people that, yeah, if you was a Michael Jordan fan, but if you just really watch basketball, you weren't far removed from the Lakers Showtime and seeing what Magic had just went to nine championships, won 5 out of 9 in 11, 12 years. He was fresh.
After Mike three-peat, it wasn't no more Magic.
In my
No,
opinion,
I'm saying prior to that point, before he won.
Yeah, before he won, yeah, it was definitely Magic.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The same with LeBron. Before LeBron won, you can't claim the best in the world if you ain't won no titles. I'm sorry. That's just I can't.
Was his best ever. That first year they lost to Golden State.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Best in that's when he became the best in basketball. Right.
The best to me. The best to me is you can put any.
Golden State first season. That's the best I ever seen him play basketball that season. That playoff run was
2017.
Which one?
When they lost to Golden State that first time when he was in Cleveland.
15.
Oh no! I wouldn't give him that. I think the one when KD, the first one when KD won. To me, that year when KD beat him, the first year when they had KD and won, to me, that was the best I ever seen LeBron play. Man. Even though they lost.
You talking about that series when he had man, that dude was unreal in the finals that year, bro.
I know. He was unreal when they played Golden State. He just didn't have a lot of help to go against that juggernaut.
Even 18. LeBron scored like 55 in the first game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. LeBron was killing. I mean, that's the best I ever seen him.
But did you hear what I said though? I said that's
what I did.
The best. You know what I'm saying? That season right there is when I think he became the best. He solidified himself.
I can see that. I mean, but that's still around the time I'm saying too. You know, I'm more or less kind of saying the same thing.
So we all agree probably about around 2011, 13. I say 2011.
I would say around 2009, really.
And I really think that series took something out of him, bro. Like he never played to that level again after that.
Nah, because his teammates kept letting him down.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I was saying whoever is the best can win a game of 1-on-1 to whoever you put in front of him. And I would say LeBron at 6'9", 285 pounds is not being guarded by anybody. And he's guarding everybody in the league.
But see, I think that's what most people think about when they say who's the GOAT. Okay, can LeBron maybe beat Jordan or somebody like that 1-on-1?
No,
probably. I mean, and I'm just saying, you know me. I'm just saying to the person that would believe that. Okay, cool. I'm only talking when I think about greatness. I'm talking about what did you do during your time when you were the best against your contemporaries. We can't control who you play. That to me, them cop out. You know, oh, you only played this people to get there. You only played that people because you can do that with anybody. You can say LeBron didn't have the toughest road when he was in the East. People that love him will say opposite. People that don't will say, okay, you went through the Pacers. Okay, you went through Toronto. Okay, fine. Of course, you're supposed to get there every year. You know, just like that you said about us. No, I'm just making the point that people can make. It ain't about agreeing with it or not. Just like the Patriots, me as a Patriot fan, they used to say, well, the only reason y'all win y'all division every year is because y'all in a terrible division. You got Miami, you got Buffalo before they were good. So it's like, okay, yeah, every year you starting off with a bye.
Yeah.
So people try to discredit that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You know, so but I know we all know all this stuff is subjective. But back to the main thing, man. Steph is he's definitely closing in on my top 10, but he ain't there yet.
I'm just saying, like, do y'all have no Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain in your top 10?
Bro, I understand historically what they are. I just don't include them because I have no recollection of them. I did not watch them. I think that was a totally different style of basketball. But I'm not discounting them either. I just don't even include them. Like, I don't have Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain 32. I just don't include them in my ranking. I really start 80 and above. Yeah. So if you Dr. J, you can get in. Moses Malone, you know, that's probably the oldest players that I'm gonna even consider when I'm ranking. I'm not going Oscar Robertson and Jerry West and, you know, all of them. I'm not. You know, Kareem, yeah, because Kareem started in the 70s. He played all the way through all the 80s. I was able to see Kareem. But I just historically I can't, and that's what I be telling you. Like if I'm talking to an old head that's 65, and I'm like, man, Jordan was better than Russell. Oh, you didn't even see Russell play. You know, I can't argue with that because I did. So I just try to stay out of that.
Let me
But
ask you
I
this.
have footage though. Like I literally have footage. That's the
But I'm
crazy
not gonna
part.
sit up and watch
Wait,
82
Thompson, but
games,
you gotta
bro.
think about this.
Hey man,
How
I got
you
time.
you got footage of them playing against players from the 70s. How would you even think that the moves and stuff that they is doing were fair against Shaq or the Joker or Embiid or even Elijah Wan?
It's not about who can fare against who. Like Ben said, I'm comparing you to what you did in your time against your contemporaries.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't say that because the 70s it wasn't like that, bro. They wasn't playing against superb athletes. Like you got one person that's way up here, and then you playing against people
I can't
light
knock you. I
years
can't
away.
knock you for who you played.
If you win 11 times, you're supposed to win. And if you
Yeah, you
did
can't knock
that,
a person who they played.
if you did that,
But
I would
yeah,
say the competition is a little bit lower, and that would
if
put him at my 10 because
you
he only had 12 teams.
top five, at least you can knock them against who they play. Because you can say, all right, yeah, he was doing this, but he was doing it against somebody that's 6'5" and he's 6'11". Not that's just not literally, but I'm just saying.
Now,
And also the
I respect
60s.
it. I mean, if we want to go 80s up, then I might have to put KD and Steph in my top 10.
And also, like the 60s was the highest
I
pace in
don't.
the
I
game, and they
still got a
scored the
top
most
10
points per game.
without that.
They scored the most points per game in NBA history in the 60s, and they had the highest pace in the 60s. So, like, you can't really discredit the 60s because the competition
Kenny,
was
you
lower.
discredit old players all the time, man. What's with this change tonight?
I don't discredit them. I just don't think they were to the caliber of like our players.
You say that their defenses and offenses were stupid.
Oh
Your
yeah,
exact
I
words.
agree with that. Yeah.
So is that not discredited?
It's not discrediting. I'm just saying they didn't have the cerebral as we do today.
Now
it ain't discredited. They just
argue with me.
Do you hear that, Dre?
On the opposite side of whatever side the analytics and the way people work out has changed the whole aspect of how they play basketball, the way they move and everything. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that a player from the 60s is on the same level as a player from the 2000s and up.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying like that.
Only thing I say to that.
How can you say that what they was doing is on the same level then? You can't just be like, well, no, they just played against who they was playing with, but it's the same thing because they scored.
It's not a fair comparison to compare them as far as they skill sets, but you play against who you are up against. That's no different than on a smaller scale, Morris, and this is not the same. I know it's not the same, but look at LeBron. It's amongst a whole bunch of athletes, he's a superior athlete. Like Shaq, amongst a whole bunch of big men, he's a superior. He's bigger, stronger, faster than everybody else. So one can say, why was Shaq unstoppable? You got other 7-footers, yeah, but the other 7-footers 7'1", 200. He's 7'2", 340. It's still a difference. So you can't really kind of get into that. You can only play who your contemporaries are, and you can't be disqualified. So the best way to do it is just leave them out the conversation. Then you don't even have to get into this. You can be like, who was the best from the golden age, and who's the best from the modern contemporary age, and you split them up, and then you don't have to have that argument. Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah, if I'm gonna talk about Bob Cousy and Pistol Pete and all them, I mean, yeah, you can't even compare them because it's just two different leagues. Yeah, it's just two different leagues. So I just leave them over there.
See, that's why I like track. I like track because it's simple. The time up there on the board. The time on the board will let you know what's going on. Because
but Mark, even with track though, you're right. But training, training, nutrition, it's a lot of stuff that has improved. Technique, all that stuff, because whatever you did in the 50s and 60s, professional track coaches, people that run, they're gonna learn how to keep shaving a 0.01 off the time. Just if you do this because of analytics and science. So it's still a progression. But I understand what your point is closer, but it's still too many things you can do to carve the time out, in track. Or you disagree?
Honestly, track is probably the most.
I don't know, man.
Debate track for real. Track is kind of just like.
I'm just gonna be honest, man. Like, I just don't think a player from the 60s, the best player from the 60s, would even be. I don't even think they would be. I don't think the best player in 1960 could start in today's game.
I don't think so.
I got you. You know what? But you know what, though, Mark? In 1960, with $1, I could go to a grocery store and feed my family for a week. $1 won't even give me a drink now. You know, things
What that
change.
got to do with talent, though,
No,
Get you
bitch?
some ramen
I,
noodles. Get
I
you some
mean,
ramen
What
somebody
that
noodles.
got to do
understood me
with
on here.
talent? Man?
What I'm saying is, when I had $1 in the '60s, I was able to max. I got what I got out of my dollar. I can't help that $1 won't buy you nothing in 2023. When I had $1, oh, we ain't good. You know, and I'm just saying in the '60s, bro. I'm sorry, I was a superior athlete than everybody else. Sometimes that happens. That's why people say LeBron is the GOAT or a top player because God sprinkled a little extra pixie dust on him and made him bigger, faster, stronger than everybody. So therefore, he had the ability. So he's gonna probably be better than most players.
Hey, I'm gonna
I
say this.
mean,
I watched the basketball game last night. The Pelicans in Memphis. That was the worst basketball experience that I ever had in my life, man. It,
Zion made me want to throw up.
it's just, I mean, it's just horrible. Like I'm looking at these dudes and I'm like, I almost would rather them just find a bunch of. I would get more excitement out if they found a bunch of 6'5", 6'3" dudes and put them out there and let them go at it. It'd be a more skilled event to watch because these dudes just tall. I'm like, bro, like these dudes will make a move and then they hit nothing but backboard on their shot. I'm like, bro, you ain't really got no skill. You just big.
It's like that.
Like
That's
for
funny.
real. I'm like, bro, you just big. You ain't got no touch or nothing. Like these dudes they really just big, bro. They ain't got no skill. These dudes sorry, bro, for real. Like for real. Like they went like through like about an 8-minute stretch in that first half where it was just straight horrible looking. Like these dudes don't even like if they took the markers off to say this is the Pelicans and this is the Memphis Grizzlies, you would not think this was NBA basketball, bro. Like for real.
Hey,
And that
speaking of that,
that's horrible.
that's a good segue. Staying on guards before we jump off. What y'all think about Ja return last night? I I thought it was the tale of two halves. First half, obviously, he looked like he hadn't played in 25 games. But
Yeah. He woke up.
boy.
That dog woke up.
Yeah.
Ooh, that dog woke up.
Ja
That
Witt.
dog
He,
woke
he
up.
was he was reasserting himself as the dominant on that team because Jaron what's the dude name? Is it Jaron Williams or Jaron Jackson?
Jaron
Jackson.
Jackson.
Jackson
Jaron
Bang.
he came out in that first half trying to really just like seemed like to me like he was trying to show Ja like shit. I'm you might be number one, but I'm 1A or number 2 on this team. I'm gonna shoot too. And he was like really like he was trying to make Ja defer to him. And he said he couldn't handle it. Like you can't talk to low. You ain't no alpha, bro. Like
He an alpha for sure. I ain't gonna front on Jackson, man, cause he a hell of a player. But it's Ja team.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. It's definitely Ja team.
I don't
But
think
we
Jaron
ain't gonna act
Jackson
like
can.
Jaron Jackson. Man, Jaron Jackson, what he's defensive player of the year, what last year or the year before that? He's a perennial
Yeah, oh that I think.
defender, rebounder, and he can score.
But
I
Yeah.
look what
mean,
he's
so
done. Well,
he's
look what
straight.
bro,
he's
I
doing
didn't
with
say
the.
he was Ja. Listen to me. I'm not saying he's better than Ja or is a
Oh
great
no, I'm
leader.
not even saying that.
I'm just saying he's a really good player. He's an alpha player. He play hard. He lacks some of the skill set.
I
But
don't know
just as
about
far
alpha,
as
but
okay, watch him play defense and rebound on the boards and tell me he don't play like an alpha. You thinking about scoring.
that's like a Dennis
I'm thinking
Rodman
about
type player.
everything else.
Cause like I'm just saying, if you're not leading your
He
teams
can
to a
score
win,
way
how
better
can
than
you
Dennis
really be the
Rodman.
leader of the pack?
Say that again.
I said, if you're
That don't
not
make
leading your
sense, Shannon.
teams to wins, how can you be the leader of the pack?
Yeah,
I
Who
mean, you
said
could
something
be a
about he
leader
was
in
the
y'all
leader?
boys.
Yeah, but who said something
You
about him
just
being the
said
leader?
he's an alpha. If you're an
I
alpha,
said
you're a
it's
leader of the
Jai's
pack.
team. Listen, it's Jai's team. It's Jai's team. That's how you want me to say it? Jai, the best
No,
player on the
I'm
team, is
saying
Jai's team.
while Jaron Jackson was the first option on that team, he couldn't
Bro,
lead.
they won
And you're
6
you
saying
games.
he's
know,
an alpha.
he wasn't the first option on the team. Bane
Bang
was
Bane
the
was.
was,
first
yeah.
option of the team. Exactly. All I'm saying was I think Jaron Jackson is a hell of a player. Period.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know
I ain't
about
gonna
alpha.
discredit him to bring Ja up. I mean, I think Ja is their best player, but Jaron Jackson, I mean, he a two-time All-Star, defensive player of the year, 3, 4 times all defensive team. That's not no scrub, man. I'm sorry, it's
Oh no,
not.
he's not a scrub. Come on now.
Yeah,
So are you
he ain't
gonna
no
tell me
scrub.
that I'm discrediting that player? Or are you only going to tell me I'm
You
discrediting
discredit
players?
everybody but Steph Curry and LeBron James. That's what
That's
you do.
that's not the case.
That's exactly what you do. Anybody name that's not LeBron or Steph, you're going to discredit them.
No, I'm
So
not.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Nah,
Yeah.
man. I think John Morant is crazy. John Morant is a great player. I just don't think
I
Jaren
think
Jackson,
I think really
the alpha, my bad.
I think that what's his name? Zion really got a shot at being top 5 in the league if he can just get it. If he can
Gotta get
really,
that weight down.
I just think
He gotta leave. He gotta leave New Orleans.
I think he got to realize
That
Come
food too
down.
good.
Got to go to New
he
York
got to
or
be a
something. The
professional
food is
about it,
bad.
man. And just say, you know what, man? Hey, he got to want that for himself, though. Like we
Facts.
He
all
need to go.
we all want him to be that, but he got to want that for himself. Like he really just settling right now for what he doing, and just kind of like Shaq and Barkley was saying on they segment, they was just like basically like we struggle with weight, but once we realized that we had an issue, and we took the initiative to say, okay, I got a problem, I need help with it, and then they did that. That's when their career took up to another
Yeah,
level. Like
but
you
you
can get
but look
35 now,
but
but
look who you
you
talking
got to
about
be
though,
able to
right?
do it
You talking about
Yeah,
two
consistent.
old school
some of the
players.
best ever.
These players these days they very sensitive. So
Yeah,
you like what Barkley say. Moses Malone told me to get my fat ass in the shape. He didn't take that personal. You
yeah.
tell Zion that he finna go to crime. He finna get on the internet.
Hey,
Come
he
on,
Probably
said
start
that's
putting
disrespectful.
he
subliminal
said that
posts.
because he was like, if it's coming from a place where they genuinely care, then all right, I'll
But see,
listen.
this the thing
Oh
though. This what you
shit,
got to realize when you're dealing with men. Obviously, we on the same team. I'm telling you this because we want you to be better. I ain't got time to cuddle your feelings,
yeah,
right?
Facts.
I may be a strong alpha male. I don't have time to talk softly to another big ass 7 foot 6'6", 300 pound man. I don't have to talk to you softly. I'm just
no.
telling you, man, you need to lose some weight,
But
bro.
he
You
gonna
killing us
realize
out there.
when it come time for contract negotiations next time, and don't nobody want to sign you because of your weight issue. Then what you gonna do? Oh, I
Yeah,
can get this.
Exactly.
No, you gotta get that shit in check now, bro.
But this
facts.
the thing though. He
Well, I
gonna
mean,
get it
I think
anyway.
that's the same issue. That's the same issue that Kenny Lofton going with. That just got cut by Memphis. He came in the training camp. He left the end of the season 270 pounds, and you come back into the season 300 pounds. You came 30 pounds over the weight that you was when you left. So you can't expect for your organization to take you serious, considering that you gained 30 pounds when they wanted you to lose weight. And I think Zion issue is, I just think he don't care. I mean, I think like
Yeah.
Boyd said, man, he just riding the wave of being in the
Yeah, he
NBA.
don't
He's
care.
fine with being the player
But
that
this,
he is, man. And I
He
mean,
getting paid
yeah,
and
he
he
just don't care. Like he cool
and
with,
this the
he know what
thing.
he could do. He's fine with what he can
Yeah.
do. He living his life, man. Yeah,
I seen
And
it
either
first.
to your point, he gonna
that's
still get
exactly what it
paid
is.
because he's gonna put butts in the seats, and every team is gonna think if he just get with us,
Yep,
we'll change him. So
But think
he
about
ain't
this,
got to worry about
that's
his
it.
next contract will be
he
5
gonna
years, 200 million. He may
when he
not get
getting
the
talked
5
about
years,
like Kobe
270.
Bryant,
Yeah,
What
he
say,
gonna hate
bro?
that.
he on a
Hate
he on
talking
a
about him like
5-year
he did
197
Bryant.
now.
Yeah, he gonna get another 5 year, 250, 225. He ain't gonna get the super duper that 65 million a year like Dame them, but he gonna get 50. So
But
what?
he gonna hate it when
Y'all
they talk about him
For
like Kwame
sure.
Brown
They
though.
gotta send him to
yeah.
That's
Detroit.
when the
I tell you what, with
versus
200 million, y'all
Wonders
can talk
come in.
about me as bad as y'all want to.
Yeah, because we ain't got 200 million. But for
Yeah,
somebody that's got 200 million, that legacy gonna matter, bro. Kwame
Facts.
Brown can sit there every day talking about he don't care. I made some. Nigga, you went, I ain't gonna say he went
bro,
broke, but he
I
lost all that.
guarantee you, if I'm sitting up at a mansion with a couple models feeding me great because I'm sad, I'll be all right. After inside the NBA go off and I cut and Barkley them through talking about me, I'm finna go in there and handle my business and I'm gonna feel better after that.
I don't think I can feel like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh,
'Cause
I
people,
But
definitely
see, I think
can.
people
that's
say
the
that
thing
every
about
day.
being. I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing about being a fan of basketball and having passion about basketball is you see players like Zion them or players like Kenny Lofton them, And not even maybe if you look at yourself and look at yourself, maybe if you had that opportunity, how you would take that opportunity, how you would get yourself in shape because you know how bad you have passion for the game. I think a lot of these players don't love basketball. I think they just play basketball.
Exactly.
I don't think they
That's a
really
fact.
have love.
They just
It's
happy
a
to be
Passion for the
business.
game, and you can see
Like
the
you said,
players that have love and passion for the game
But how can you
yeah,
love the
are being
game
considered
if you can be
bro.
shipped
goats.
off tomorrow?
And
Some people just love that shit, bro.
You're right, but I guarantee you, everybody there gonna love money a little more when you start talking about generational wealth. I ain't talking about 5 years, 5 million. I'm talking about when you worth 70, 80, 100 million, 200 million. That makes your landing a lot softer. I don't care how you put it. If you falling down and you falling on $100 million, your fall is not gonna be hard.
All right,
Yeah,
so
would you have some days because this? Hold on, let me finish this point though. How are you going to consume yourself with basketball in your career every day of your life? No. It'll be special occasions where you think about it, where you might be sitting up like, man, I wish I could accomplish more. In the meantime, you go outside, you jump in your Rolls Royce, and you ride to your private jet, and you fly to an island, and you make yourself feel better. That's all that matters. You put a little more money in your kids' trust fund, you buy a little more land and property for your family. You're going to be all right. That's all I'm saying. You're going to be all right.
but peep this though. So he signed for 197, but 197 ain't 197. He's
For
starting
sure.
off with like maybe 52% of that. So he had 50. You know what I'm saying? So you saying for the stature, he should be looking at himself like, damn, Bron worth $1 billion. I'm coming in with way more hype, or at least the same amount of hype that Bron had when he came in. I'm starting off my bottom is at least 500 million.
Well, you know what? You know what, Morris? If he too busy looking at LeBron and what he got, he probably don't deserve what he got then. Because I don't pay no attention to nobody else money. I'm only really concerned about me. I'm just saying me. If
Let me
I come
stop
in
you right
now,
there, Biz. Because you're doing it down a whole different road. That's two different things.
no, no, I know.
Whenever you come to the league, you gotta compare your earnings to
That's true.
who you want to be, who you are, basically
I,
on
I,
what
I
level
I'm
you
just,
want to
I'm
be.
just, no, no, I'm just saying that's how you see it. I respect it, 100%. I'm just saying with me, I don't really care. I'm just not this person that's gonna look and compare. Now, if I'm gonna compare in the negotiating room when I'm up for a contract, I'm gonna say said player compared to my stats. I want to be on that kind of pay scale. But
That's
if I look at LeBron, I'm saying that's what I'm trying to tell you, fam. You gotta don't get frustrated. I'm walking through. I'm with you on that. I'm just saying at the end of the day, if LeBron is a billionaire and I retire with 80 million, I'm not upset trying to compare myself like, man, I felt like I should have had what LeBron had because 80 million is enough for me to live. 80 million
if
is enough for me
if
to do whatever I
retire,
want the rest of my
retire, he
life.
worth 80 million. He failed at life.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we look at
he's
Tremendously.
at
life totally
least
different then, brother. I guess
No,
we look at
because
life totally different because
yeah,
80 million ain't a fail nowhere to me. It may be an underachievement. It's
boy,
not a
yo,
failure.
I get you. I get what you're saying because he came from. I ain't gonna say he came from nothing because I don't know his background, but he came from less
Wait,
than 80 million. So I ain't gonna
yeah,
say it was.
he come from.
You're
You're
right,
right though. He come
underachieved.
from nothing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, could he have got more? Of course, bro. I seen what's my man name on the depot. He turned down $133 million just to get hurt and then come back and had to sign for a league minimum.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that boy that came from Germany. What's
New
his name?
Orleans, New Orleans, Noel, same thing. We done seen people not underachieve, but I'm just saying if I still
no, Dennis,
leave,
you talking about
Yeah, Dennis.
now
That's his name.
it's several people,
oh
even
Schroeder.
nah, he talking about
Isaiah
Schroeder.
Dennis
Thomas,
Schroeder. He talking about Dennis Schroeder.
yeah, Dennis Schroeder, yeah. So, but I'm just saying
Isaiah Thomas.
if LeBron, if Zion, who come from a single parent home, which he do, that's documented, and to having nothing, basically, because we all don't really have nothing when we talking about wealth, to leave worth $80 million and to have played a game that you love to earn it for $10 million. I mean, for 10 years. I mean, if that ain't a success, I don't know what is.
I
Like
mean, it's absolutely success. But like when you're asking for money, like you're obviously gonna say, man, I see myself with the potential of LeBron, and I see LeBron getting paid. Here, I'm gonna put it like this. If you're getting paid 25 million and you see your coworker doing what you see yourself doing in a year, getting paid about 115 million, are you gonna say,
Shannon,
man, I'm still making 25 million, I'm still
Shannon,
okay? And
let me
like,
ask you this. Okay, the point Morris made was comparing him to LeBron James, right?
absolutely.
LeBron ain't worth $1 billion just because his basketball contracts. There's other people that earned that kind of money that ain't need nowhere close to $1 billion. LeBron is special. He has a very special business acumen and a team surround him. He built up a whole infrastructure to help his wealth grow. It ain't just because of the contracts he got. And you look at somebody like Junior Bridgman, who played in the 80s, who worked at McDonald's in the summer, who is now worth $900 million because he did wise investments into fast food change where he sold them all. Then he bought a big bottling company. Now he does all the bottling for Coca-Cola in Canada. He didn't earn the most money in the basketball. Matter of fact, I
Right.
think his career earnings was like a couple $1 million. But if he had high business acumen and he wanted to learn, so he created wealth out based on what he had. And we know there's players that made 200-300 million in the NBA that's bankrupt and broke. So your contracts don't necessarily equal if you're gonna be successful in life as far as monetarily gain, because you can screw all that up going to the strip club, making bad investments. So we can't
I
judge
feel
it on that.
but my point was not saying that I mean I use LeBron because of the hype that Zion had coming
I
into the
felt you.
league. Yeah, so that's why I was saying like I'm not saying that he should make what LeBron make or he deserves that. I'm saying that he had the potential to be that. So if he don't see himself as being that potential or put himself in a position to be that, I feel like LeBron should have been the blueprint of what he came in and said, I'm gonna do what Bron did so I can be here. And if he did anything other than that, then he was underachieving on his potential. Because
Oh,
he
of
I mean,
course.
he was probably one of the biggest names like at that point in time when he came out. That's why he went number
Bro,
one in everything.
bro, I
Okay.
love Zion.
Yeah, me too,
So
bro.
I'm
I
I'm
think
with I'm with you, man. But I'm just saying, yeah, like I said, I was just challenging when you said a failure, but we cleared that up. I just don't.
that was bad on my end. I shouldn't have said
Yeah,
it like
I see me. I'm down here without a pot to piss in or one to throw it out of. So
that.
give me
But
give me
I'm gonna give you
80,000 right now. I'm on top of the world.
that made me think about that. So check this out.
Do you hear
So
me? 80 bands. I don't need the M.
so check this
Yeah,
out.
I figured the rest out.
We all done dibble and dabble in real estate in some kind of way. I'm
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So check this. So say I buy a house for 10,000, right? And potentially, if I put another 20 in there, I could make this house worth $100,000. Okay, so I don't want to put the 20 in there though. So I just go put 5 in there playing around. But I got the 20 to put in there. But I don't put it in. I just put 5 in there on some being cheap stuff. And then I
Hmm.
only get 3 for the house. That's
Right.
my
So so
opinion
so
of
so
what
what you
Zion
did was you didn't maximize your earning potential with that property,
exactly.
but you didn't lose, and now you got an opportunity to keep going forward and learn from whatever your mistake was.
My mistake was being cheap and not putting forth the
I
effort.
know, but now but you still ain't go
You
broke
learned that
over it, and
lesson
now you
though.
can start. Yeah, you learned the lesson. So now you say, you know what? I learned the lesson. I left 50 grand on the table by being cheap,
70.
but I still got 50 grand instead of 100 grand. So I'm not starting from the bottom. But now, okay, well, this deal is gone. So now I got to move on. And when the next deal come, I'm gonna be smarter.
But check
But
this
I ain't
out.
starting from zero.
I still got a chance on another deal, but they that the house analogy is I can go back and actually still get that. Can he still go back and get that being with what he doing, his weight?
Well,
Not watching.
he may not be able in basketball, but he could probably take 80 million, go spend staying with real estate, go spend 30 million on real estate,
Oh
pull
yeah.
25 million of that out, still
He
got
up.
the real estate, take that 20 million and go buy some more. So
He up.
he can take that and go
He
do
up.
something different.
He can turn hey, he can turn that 80 million into that other 820, huh?
He if he's smart. That's what I'm saying. So now it becomes your second act. What you gonna do the second act? You did not maximize. We know that. That's in the book. But you started with 80 million. You just retired. You're 34. You got 80 million in the bank. I'm willing to say if you want to be successful, you still can be. I don't think you unless he just get on crack.
But he gonna be there cheating the fans so bad that I'm not gonna like Zion if he do that.
I
Man.
know. I feel you, fam. I feel you.
I'm gonna feel
you, man.
Hey man,
I feel that.
To me, Zion is kind of like Ben Simmons right now. So much wasted potential, but also he just has like I don't even know if it's like, and it's kind of like, you know, I understand if it's like a mental health thing, but also it's just kind of like I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like it, you know what I mean? And I feel like Zion has so much more to conquer than just money, to where he could probably hit 2 or 3 championships. And to me, of course, I think he needs to move out of New Orleans just because the food is so good. But I think he should really go to the Pistons. The Pistons.
I think he just need a new start, man.
The Pistons.
Man, I don't think that he's just. I don't think the food being good has got anything to do with his. I think the choice of food. Like I don't think he's eating food that's just like his body type is like unforgiving, bro. Like he just got one of them body types that's unforgiving, bro. Like, and when you got to
be extremely disciplined to fight through it.
Yeah,
like he ain't, and you could tell he's not. Hey, you kind of sideways, Morris.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. What's going on? Let me see.
But no, I would definitely say it's probably the work ethic and discipline. But yeah, Zion definitely doesn't have that. But also, he's super young. He could probably learn that. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
These young kids, man, they don't want to be professional, bro. Like, and
you can't tell them nothing.
What you saying?
You too. You the main one. You the main one.
They don't want to be professional until it's too late. They don't want to take accountability. They just, man, it's just like, hey, bro, you gonna do this and do that, and then it's, man, I don't want to hear that. And then when you get in a situation that somebody got to come get you out of, oh man, I should have listened. 2 type of people, bro. I'm glad I listened, and I should have listened.
That's right, and that's a good way to.
Y'all telling me.
Last word, Shannon. Last word.
Y'all telling me at 20 years old, y'all weren't like that.
Man, I did all kind of crazy stuff at 20, bro. Don't make me go back and tell you about my 20s.
No, for real. I don't even want to bring it up.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Thing is though, but if Biz did whatever he did, or me have done whatever I did in my 20s, if I come tell you, pull you to the side and be like, hey, youngster, I done been there before. Like,
listen,
if you do this is gonna be the outcome of what you got going on, and you still got at that crosswords of being one or 2 things. Man, I should have listened, or I'm glad I listened. It's going to all back to that.
Facts.
That's it, man. That's it, man. With that, man, hey, another great show, man. Morris, we glad you got to be on here, man. We ain't got a chance to break bread with you in a minute. You know, of course, great analysis from my man, Prince Dre. Shannon the youngin, this was your night for your boy to shine, and he did not shine. My bad.
No, I think
we tried.
Invite my.
We tried to give it to him.
I think I'm gonna invite my younger cousin on here one of these days, so I can have some defense. Because Morris didn't come to my defense when and I came to his defense many times. I just feel like I was kind of helped.
Morris, you let him down.
I don't even know this thing now.
He felt alienated tonight, man. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, we gotta stick together.
Yeah, man. I think you just let me down, man. Come on.
Man. Man.
Last time, I got your back, bro. I got your back. For sure.
That's it, man. But look, man, we want to appreciate everybody that hung in there with us tonight. And before we leave, man, we're gonna leave how we started, man. We're gonna leave y'all with a snippet of my man Prince Dre Royalty Records, man. Go follow him on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. All that good stuff. Get
everything.
Prince Dre for president. Peace.
All money in. Prince. And we partaking. Proud of myself, I didn't pull up today. You'll never find my name in nobody's case. Steady yourself, move at your own pace. Gotta always remember that the turtle won the race. Go with your move, always think twice. Cause if you think once, it can cost you your life.